Tonight's tale is a gentle adventure wrapped in wonder and soft starlight. It is about the unseen blessings that follow tribulation, the building of Zion in hearts before lands, and the courage to walk with the Saviour even when the path feels uncertain. These truths are drawn from Doctrine and Covenants 102 to 105, and from the teachings of prophets who remind us that no pain we suffer is wasted. For God shapes us through trials into something brighter, purer, and more eternal. Before our adventure begins, let's get cozy. Snuggle into your blanket like a little bird in its nest. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it go. Imagine your toes growing soft and sleepy. Then your legs, like clouds drifting in the sky. Your hands rest quietly, light as feathers. Your eyes grow calm like still water. Now, picture yourself lying in a warm meadow, flowers nodding gently, the sun smiling down. You are safe. You are loved. And our story is ready to begin. Once, in a land where rivers whispered like harp strings and mountains stood like watchful sentinels, there lived a boy named Nathan. He was neither the strongest nor the swiftest among his people, but he had a heart that longed for Zion. Not Zion the city, though he dreamed of it often, but Zion the people, pure, united, steadfast in hope. One day, the elders of his village called upon the people. Their brothers and sisters in a distant valley had been driven from their homes. The elders declared that the Lord had promised Zion would be redeemed by his power, and so the people must journey to help. Nathan, though small, lifted his hand. I will go. The company that gathered was many, men and women, young and old. They set out across plains that rolled like the waves of the sea. At first their steps were quick, their songs bright, their hearts burning with purpose. But as the days wore on, the sun grew hot, water grew scarce, and hunger began to gnaw. Some grumbled. Others questioned. Nathan, too, felt doubt creep like a shadow. Why, he wondered, does the Lord lead us into thirst, into weariness, if his promise is sure? One evening, beneath a sky painted with scarlet and gold, the company reached the foot of a mountain. They camped there, weary and worn. As Nathan lay staring at the stars, he heard a voice beside him. An older man, whose beard was silver as moonlight, whispered, "Do you see that meadow beyond the mountain?" Nathan shook his head. "There is no meadow, only rocks and toil." The man smiled. Faith is seeing meadows where others see only stone. And with that, he closed his eyes in peace. The next morning, word came from the prophet. They were not to march into the valley as planned. They were to disband, to return home. Many were angry. Have we walked these weary miles for nothing? Have our blisters, our hunger, our nights of fear all been wasted? But Nathan remembered the man's words. Faith is seeing meadows where others see only stone. The journey home felt heavier than the journey out. Each step seemed burdened by disappointment. Yet along the way, Nathan noticed something stirring. The company, though weary, had learned to share. One gave his last crust of bread to another. One lifted a child upon his shoulders when her feet failed. They sang even when their throats were dry, and the songs gave them courage. Nathan felt his heart grow strong in a way it never had before. It was as though the meadow had taken root inside him. Years passed. Nathan grew into a man. The meadow in his heart grew with him. And when storms of life pressed upon his village, when fields failed, when neighbors quarreled, when sorrow visited, Nathan would remind them, Zion is not only a place. Zion is people who choose to be one. We may not yet see the meadow, but we can walk as though it is already ours. He told the children stories of their great journey, of the mountain, of the trial that seemed fruitless but bore unseen fruit. He taught them the words of prophets, that blessings come after trials of faith. No trial is wasted, but shapes us into something more like heaven. And indeed, Nathan's children grew to be leaders, his neighbors grew to be strong, and his village grew to be a light upon a hill. For though they had not yet built Zion in stone, they had built it in their souls. Though this tale is told with meadows and mountains, its meaning is real. The long journey of the company mirrors Zion's camp, where faithful saints walked and suffered much, only to be told to return home. To some it seemed wasted. Yet, as Elder David A. Bednar taught, their trials forged leaders and deepened faith. The meadow beyond the mountain is Zion itself, first a vision in the heart before it becomes a city of God. The hunger, thirst, and weariness stand for the trials we each face, which, as Elder Orson F. Whitney said, are never wasted, but refine patience, faith, and humility. Nathan's choice to see beyond disappointment reflects the Saviour's invitation to trust Him even when the outcome is hidden. The symbols of this story are reminders of eternal truths. Zion is built heart by heart. Blessings come after tribulation, and every trial can draw us nearer to Christ. As you rest tonight, remember the meadow beyond your mountain. Trials may stretch you thin. Promises may seem delayed. The path may twist in ways that make little sense. But nothing is wasted in God's hands. He is teaching you patience. He is shaping your faith. He is building Zion in you. The saints once thought Zion's camp a failure. But from that company rose leaders of strength, forged in tribulation, ready to guide the Lord's people. So too will your trials make you ready for blessings you cannot yet see. Rest then in this truth. The Saviour walks with you. He has borne hunger, thirst, and sorrow, and He will not abandon you. You are His. And after much tribulation cometh the blessing. Close your eyes now. Let go of the weight of the day. Feel your spirit stretch into that meadow beyond the mountain. See it blooming with light, watered by streams that never fail. There, every burden you have carried becomes a crown of strength. Every unanswered prayer becomes a seed of faith. And every step of obedience becomes part of Zion's foundation. Breathe softly. Rest deeply. Know that you are part of Zion, and Zion is being built. Stone by stone, heart by heart, grace upon grace. As tomorrow dawns, remember the lessons of Zion's camp. Build Zion in your home by choosing kindness. Build Zion in your heart by trusting the Savior when the path seems uncertain. Build Zion in your community by lifting those who stumble. And keep walking, for beyond every mountain lies the meadow of God's promises.